Think.
Glory to your house, the house of Apollo, where the echoes of legends are all we follow. Turn it up, feast your eyes, feel the fever ignite. Glory to your house, we burn through the night. We burn through the night.
All right, welcome to Going Over, because we're going over, and there's a lot of stuff that I just frankly don't have enough time to make videos about. So we're doing it live. We're pulling a Bill O'Reilly, and we're doing it live. I'm going to drop so I am going to do one small edit, because I'm going to drop it. We're doing it live clip after I say it.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
Okay.
You guys know Trish. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to kick things off by talking about Timothée Chalamet's terrible night at the Oscars.
You're incapable of saying his name normally.
I don't want to. I like saying like how Adam Sandler would say, Timothée Chalamet. Or like, Apute, Timothée Chalamet.
Die in the wind.
Die in the wind now.
Okay.
Oh, I do enjoy Dune though. And I don't know what they're saying, but I always go, Beta Habib, because it sounds like the fake Arabic that they're using in the movie.
Listen, I gave.
It does. But anyway.
Sarah gets so annoyed so quickly.
No. I can't see how that would be annoying.
Oh, yeah, it gets old real quick, but I don't care. So before we kick things off, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right, like usual. How you doing?
Yeah,
You're all right, like usual.
Yeah, just
chilling. Remember people say chilling like a villain?
Yeah, remember those days? Yeah.
Chilling like a villain. Why hasn't that come back? Everything 90s comes back.
Technically, it's a song in those Descendants movies. It's like chilling like a villain. I think I got that wrong, but we need more.
I wouldn't know. Chilling like a villain. I hope it sounds exactly like that.
I did watch it because the girls were at that age. And it had the little Cameron Boyce in there. Cameron Boyce, Bryce, whatever. But
the kids know it. I don't know it.
He was a nice kid, and had to throw him some African support. I saw someone on TikTok steal my phraseology the other day.
Did they say I'm stealing it from Kevin Apollo?
I bet they did, because I'm pretty sure I used it on the air once or twice.
How dare!
Some lady was like, I don't like to get into racial politics and things like that, but I was somewhere and they called me a African. They called me a African American, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I was like, it is the funniest thing ever. That's why I say it.
I thought it was the funniest thing ever. That didn't go where I thought it was going to go. I thought she was going to be offended. Good on her.
Well, because sometimes, like the great Patrice O'Neill taught us, it's being racial is funny. Being racist is bad.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the small boy who had a very hard night at the Oscars just because he said something honest.
And because Hollywood is just a bunch of high school mean girls.
Mm-hmm. All of them. Because I'm sorry, I get it. He said that. Well, I don't even remember what the exact quote was, but he said something to the effect that the ballet and opera were boring, right?
Yeah, like he didn't like it, and that I think he might have said like no one cares about it or something to that effect. I saw the clip once, but it wasn't like he was just on a tirade about him or anything.
He wasn't being a phallus about it. He was just giving his honest opinion. Heaven forbid Hollywood allow you to give your honest opinion.
He was being a guy in his, I don't know how old he is, late 20s, I guess.
Yeah, here. This is a guy who watches college football and has an absurd knowledge of college football.
Was he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he was on ESPN last year, and they were like, he was dropping like super stats and like talking about trades. I think it was on with Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee's marking out the whole time because no one expected it. They thought he was just there.
They thought he was like artsy.
Yeah,
and like he was there to promo stuff. Yeah.
And he just started. He knew he knew history. Like he could go back. He could go back to dates, as Undertaker would say.
It was stuff he couldn't fake. Like no one could have prepped him on it. He had to know it.
Yep. Yeah, you had to know it. You had to know. So this is this kid is just a dude. He's a dude who has a job. So I'm like, one, like, yes, although I do have a fine appreciation for the arts, it's not for everyone. I got tickets to the ballet for Sarah one year. We went to go see Sleeping Beauty, and I believe I fell asleep almost immediately and had to be woken up because I was snoring.
Of course you were. Like sounded like a chainsaw.
Oh, it was two bears with dueling chainsaws in the forest.
The image in my head right now, just swinging them over their heads.
I have to give Eric credit for that one because I think during my bachelor party, I had fallen asleep because it's what I do.
I was gonna say it's you.
And then James was there, and James had also fallen asleep on the other edge of the room, and Eric had to leave because he was like, "I've never heard anything like this ever in my life."
Oh my god, it was so bad for him.
Kevin Apollo and Bull James dueling chains.
Never knew a moment's peace. Didn't know a moment's peace with the two of you.
But we went to Medieval Times and Harold's Deli. It was quite an enjoyable event.
In a deli?
Yeah, Harold's Deli.
I kind of love that.
Gives you sandwiches that are like this big.
Once again, I am doing one of these things and I am hungry. So he's talking about this sandwich and I'm like, it's good. Always hungry when I do these things.
But yes, we watched Timothée get eviscerated every chance they got, up to and including a ballet number, being done directly in his general direction.
Didn't a ballerina like come out of retirement to do that? I swear I saw that, and I'm just like, wow.
Okay. So I'm like, I don't get it. I was like, I don't know why you just can't have an opinion, or why we needed to dedicate hours to a show that no one watched, because no one watched the Oscars. Well, let me go to I have numbers. I've got numbers. Thanks to Lou Wasserman's Ghost for posting this.
Hi, Lou.
Lou is on top of all this data. Actually, if we had time, I wanted to talk about this movie that Val Kilmer did that they finished with AI because he was too sick to do it at the time.
Not to bring the room down, but Val Kilmer is one of those people where it doesn't feel like the person's gone. And then you remember, and it just feels wrong. Like it feels like, no, that didn't happen. Like he's just one of those people. I can't put it into words, but some people, it's just, I guess maybe because you're not, I don't say not expecting it because people knew he was sick, but I don't know. It's just one of those.
No, I get it, especially because it's someone who has been around for so long.
Yeah.
And he was, very, very famous and just kind of like stopped being around. And then, let's see. I think I got it. I think we're going to switch off to Timothée Chalamet. Timothée, because we don't really need Timothée much more.
Although I will say, his facial hair, Timothée. That's not for some sort of role. Please shave it.
I don't know. This is how the Young Bucks walk around now, with the broccoli haircuts and the.
I was gonna say, I don't like his haircut either. I mean, okay, listen. For as much as we were kind of like, what, when the person was saying, "Oh, that he's more appealing than Henry Cavill," he's not like he's like ugly. So to me, I'm like, why? If there's not a specific reason, because I know sometimes actors have to do things for roles. There's not a specific reason. Kylie, can you please just tell him? Oh. Swirly.
Get out of here.
Please consider allowing ads. How about not?
I'm not.
Everything wanting you to take off your ad blocker, like it's not actively dangerous for your computer to have an ad blocker off.
That brother, it's here for a reason.
17.9 million?
Yep, and so and I think that's including the numbers off of Hulu. So let's see. Yep.
They better hope it's not.
Sunday's 98th Academy Awards drew 17.86 million viewers on ABC and Hulu. So it includes Hulu, based on Nielsen's Big Data Plus panel rating. That's about 9% down from last year's Oscars, which drew 19.69. Hey-o, million viewers for a post-pandemic high. 2022 saw 16.68 million viewers.
What was going on that particular year that it was?
Jimmy Kimmel hosted. Jimmy Kimmel was hosting, and that was I think that was one of the, if you don't get this shot, you're gonna die in the winter of death. So people like,
it's very preachy in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I laughed because last year obviously Conan did a good job and was not Jimmy Kimmel. So I think people were curious to kind of see what we were going to get.
Well, also I feel like he's a universal. I mean, nothing's universal, but generally speaking, universally liked. Like, he was a safe bet. And so I think people were going to turn around and be like, well, I like him.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, I don't hate him.
Yeah, no,
it was smart.
I feel you, player. So what's about this too is I wonder if it had a lot to do with just the kind of the movies that were up for it, because Sinners got an obnoxious amount of nominations, as did One Battle After Another, and I do not understand the One Battle After Another thing. That movie is just an Antifa soy boy. How can I put this for the YouTube?
Wow.
A nocturnal emissions-based dream. Because Leonardo DiCaprio plays some dumpy dude who hooks up with a black chick who is in Timu Weather Underground, and then he has a daughter who decides that she wants to be like her mom, but her mom's an awful person. And then she also joins the Wish.com Weather Underground, and then gets kidnapped by a bunch of lazy white supremacists, or she's being hunted by lazy white supremacists. One of them who also happens to have a fetish for black chicks. So I guess where we're tapping to that "Milady doth protest too much" thing. That was Sean Penn's character. Can
I tell you? This is the first I've heard about this movie.
Oh, this movie's awful.
At all.
It's
like awful. I didn't know this was a thing until you started talking about it.
Leonardo DiCaprio's running around in a bathrobe the entire time. He looks like a homeless guy who's never had a job in his life.
It'd be kind of funny if Leo was turning a little bit into Marlon Brando, where he's just like, no, I just want to be in comfortable stuff. Like, I want to put on pants.
I don't need to know these words. Where's my earpiece?
Anyway.
And then he goes to find his daughter, and then by just some happenstance, his daughter, of course, saves herself because she's a powerful black woman, and then the movie ends with her going to a protest.
Well, I think we know why.
Yeah. Oh, please. This was as self-congratulatory as it gets. It was,
Well, it's a combination of things, and I'm not saying that to take any heat off of their atrocious behavior. including the mean girl behavior to Timothée Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't nominate anything. I literally have never heard of this movie. Never heard of it. Like, they don't nominate anything. People, Sinners, okay, that people saw because it was intelligent horror. You know, they can acknowledge horror when they feel like they're smart for doing it. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't know anything because I don't care.
Yeah.
But part of the reason I don't care is because anytime I did look, I didn't know anything. Anything. I'm like, when did this happen? At the turn of the century? No, I remember the 90s show of having movies everyone went to see.
Remember, well, the first movie that did it was the My Left Foot debacle. When My Left Foot won, and no one on the planet was like, no one saw this freaking movie. How did this win? And then we realized, that we were on our artsy fartsy era. And it's just turned into irritating disappointment after irritating disappointment, like when Bill Murray should have won and didn't win for whatever reason.
Oh, because one oopsie doodle award begets another. Because whenever you try to make up for it, you're inevitably taking it away from somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Or when Sylvester Stallone should have won for Creed and didn't, because we had to give it to some BS movie that no one saw.
Well, actually, this kind of dawned on me is they all think that they're better than everybody and smarter than everybody and more cultured and what this just them starting to do this with them, or haven't been doing this, really shows that. It really puts all of that on display.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially after they self-righteously flogged themselves with nonsense like #Oscars so white. I was like, no, the show's just really boring. Although I loved that because they were getting mad at all these things, and I was like, I didn't tell you who to nominate. Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you who in movies. I didn't tell you any of this. Like, this is all on you that you feel this way.
You let C-list celebrity who married well, Jada Pinkett, bully you? It's like, come on.
Well, she bullies Will.
It's like that means you have a very guilty conscience about what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, like you know. It's kind of like when Joy Reid was complaining about people only focusing on Gabby Petito. I'm like, literally your job to let people know about the one you're angry no one knows about. Mm-hmm. Like, people can't care about something they don't know.
Yep.
And she was saying it like she didn't have a news program with which to talk about this other person.
Yeah, where she could have taken a few minutes to go list the litany of young girls who was missing and that no one spoke about, allegedly because of their melanin count. Well, you're there. You got it. Go talk about it. But that's another show for another time.
Well, between the way they think of everybody and the things that they like to nominate and reward, it's not shocking that it's down to 17.9. Didn't this, I understand too, people have far more options of things to watch as opposed to back in the day. So, I'll give a little grace for that because everything's ratings, the threshold is different now. But didn't the Oscars used to get insane amount of viewers?
Yes, the Oscars used to be was it like a 50 million person thing? Now, granted, yes, the excuse will be, well, television watching has changed. But
I'm sure it's a little bit of it.
But I'm pretty sure those numbers were still super high rolling into the DVR era. So if you could still pull those numbers, I want to say 2012, they were still really up there. I just go to me, I go, technology has not changed that drastically from 2012.
Yeah.
The
number should drop.
Yeah, and it's not like all of a sudden everybody who was in their 40s in 2012 all died overnight. So the only people who are watching TV are the former 15 through 20 somethings.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because that's we only talk about those numbers unless you need to talk about the older demo. But I'm like, no, like people still kind of. The only thing that's definitely changed, right, is TV viewing on a Friday night and a Saturday night. Because when we were kids, TV was centered around Friday and Saturday night programming.
Mhm.
Now no one just watches TV on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah.
So outside of that, I don't really think too much has changed. Ooh, hold on. So, and we got some numbers here. I'm trying to find it in this article because we have something here from the Federalist. Again, thanks to Lou Wasserman's Ghost. More people watch the Turning Point USA halftime show than tuned in to the Oscars. I'm looking for the Turning Point number.
Wasn't there a
drop? Oh, here. And then Conan makes his it was a Kid Rock joke, right? The one that Conan makes.
I mean, again, I didn't see it, but I just feel like I heard something that it was at least like kind of adjacent, maybe.
Here, I will share it with us, and hopefully, StreamYard doesn't want to debag it up. It won't allow me to make the transition.
You got a little stuttery. So, it got a little, herky jerky. So hopefully it doesn't. I always feel like drum roll, please. It's with the mesmerizing background.
I know. Well, I didn't have many assets that I wanted to throw in the background. Like here, like I didn't feel like talking about how gay cringe has destroyed Star Trek.
I could just do without seeing those creatures, whatever. I'm sorry for anyone.
Those were Klingons.
Klingons, okay. I knew. In my defense, I have heard of Klingons. I just forgot because I don't watch Star Trek. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kevin. I don't want to look at the Klingon creatures.
You put some respect on their name. It's Mr. Wolf. Let's see. Hold on. Let's play the Conan clip.
I should warn you, tonight could get political, okay? And if that makes you uncomfortable, there's an alternate Oscars being hosted by Kid Rock. Yeah. It's at the Dave & Buster's down the street. A lot of tickets for that.
So
I feel like this is so not him.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that bad. But it also feels very unlike him specifically to me. Not the tone of the joke or anything. Just that he would do that on that stage. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like he would just joke about other stuff instead, like universal stuff, not one or the other.
So here, let's drop this little clip here.
Andrew, I watched your show. It was great. How did you do? Do you have a sense of how many people watched?
Yeah, it was kind of blew our minds actually a little bit, Brian. And we saw at one point across all the different social channels, we saw over 10 million concurrent views. So that was adding up all of Rumble and all of our partners just on the social side. So, and now the numbers keep trickling in. I mean, right now, as I'm sitting here, YouTube's numbers keep updating. And so we're trying to put it all together. What I can safely say is that we are now over 20 million viewers across just social. So we haven't even gotten our partner broadcasters, their analytics. As you know, sometimes the ratings take a little while, but that's 20 million viewers. And we don't know how many people were gathered together.
All right. We got it. So,
the clip is 4.5 minutes.
So they got to over 25 million people. That's a pretty massive number. Of course, they're never gonna really give them their due because it's Turning Point. But at the end of the day, Conan's joke made in jest. It's kind of like a oopsie daisy moment because you got destroyed. Technically, Kid Rock destroyed your show.
It quickly aged like milk. like in rapid time, as in like the next morning.
Milk was a poor choice. Let's get to our next topic of the conversation.
That always reminds me of King of Queens, because he would say things like that. Kevin James, conversation.
Because he's
I
friends
haven't
with
watched
Adam
that show in a while. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't watched that in a while.
Did you see the clip? He was somewhere and Leah Remini showed up and he was with his wife.
She was like, "What is this? Out with." I like it when you see like they're still friends. They work on a show. I like that. Yes. Oh, yes. I do know of this.
So, this was fun because at the time, when I mentioned this, we did not know that you didn't know there was a Baywatch reboot coming on Fox.
No idea.
I didn't know that. I knew it was coming. I didn't know Stephen Amell was in it. But I was also like, oh, look, they actually hired attractive people to be in Baywatch because, a few years ago, this would have been, let's see, she would have been fat with purple hair. She'd be in a wheelchair. He'd be some kind of universal, we don't know what you are future person. She'd be a black woman, probably bald or maybe with blonde hair. And this black guy would be in a dress.
I will say they talk about representation. Why is Shay Mitchell the only one with dark hair? What's up with that? Where's that representation?
You need to. That's right. You need to stand up for the dark-haired community.
It's pretty as Shay Mitchell is. Fair is fair.
I also do not know which one Shay Mitchell is.
The only dark-haired one, her.
Oh, okay. What is she from?
I know. She was on Pretty Little Liars, which is why I know her. Yeah.
Gotcha. I dig it and like it. Yeah. All right. So, Stephen Amell, that Arrow 2, the Arrow, end of Arrow season 2, growth, not quite there yet.
It's a little bit more of a beard. Whoever that Livy Dunn, because I think it's going in order. Livy Dunn, it has roots. She needs to touch those up. It's my girly observation for the stream. Get that touched up, girl.
Right. Before Mr. Brady shows up and treats you like a LeVar Burton. That's an old reference out there. Hopefully Regina's going to watch this video.
Leave a comment if you did, Regina.
So I think it's fun that Baywatch is coming back, as ridiculous as Baywatch used to be. Do you remember Baywatch Nights?
I remember it being a thing, yeah.
Where Mitch would spend his evenings as a PI.
I was just going to say solving crimes.
Oh, yeah, solving crime.
Because who better?
Fighting sharks and foreign spies during the day and solving crime at night.
Man, the 90s really knew how to do nighttime dramas.
It really did. Nighttime dramas during the day.
Was Baywatch Nights on during the day?
No, actually, no. Baywatch Nights did come on the evenings. It was a Sundays on UPN. It came on before. What was the name of the show? I don't think it was UPN yet, but it wasn't UPN yet. We were still like a year or two away from that. Robert York, before he passed away from cancer, was in this show called Lazarus Man, which was pretty dope. He played a cowboy who got attacked by a gang of Rough Riders, but not DMX Rough Riders. That was the
Eve was not part of.
No.
Part of it, okay.
And they buried him, and he digs out the ground, resurrects, and he's going to avenge his travesty. It was pretty cool, though. I really enjoyed it. Old school.
Never heard of it. It's one Martin, I'm sure, has seen. I'm glad Stephen Amell got work.
Yeah, right. It's nice. It's a shame that who's it? What was his wrestling show? Heels didn't get it pulled back Or
He got 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, it got 2 seasons, and I think it ended on the cliffhanger. Oh, let's you get in trouble for this?
Who you're playing, anything you can share. So my character is Celine, and she's basically me, aka she's very sassy, and she is a total boss. She is Hobie. Hobie's a captain, and I'm a captain. We butt heads a little. We're a little sassy with each other, but it's all in good flirtatious fun.
I was just gonna
everyone
say.
grew up on Baywatch, and it's such an iconic series, so I'm so honored to be a part of it.
What is something that terrifies you most about stepping into it, and what excites you most about it all?
You know, much like when I went on Dancing with the Stars, like the unknown is really scary. I wasn't a dancer. I'm not necessarily an actor. And so I think learning new things excites me and drives me. And I know I'm ready, and we start filming very soon. So I'm excited to step into this and maybe hopefully shock people with what I can.
Who is she?
Okay.
And why is she supposed to be famous?
Why? Because I don't know her. I just assumed she was an actress. And then she just said, I'm not an actor, but she said she's not that either.
Oh, you're not allowed to say actress anymore.
Whatever. She's not an actress. So what is she famous? I literally assumed she was in something that I don't know because I don't care about any of the current output. So I just assumed I was out of touch and she was probably somebody on some show. But apparently not. So
I don't know. Ooh, let's talk about this. It's right here. That Val Kilmer thing I wanted to talk about real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, so he was super sick when he started this. The cancer was really bad. I think this was filmed back in like 2015. And then they just finished it using AI. And I think it's just fascinating because as much as I think AI for actors can potentially be problematic, but also like, weren't we having this discussion back when Forrest Gump came out too? Like they were all like, Hollywood was all excited about what you could do with the Forrest Gump technology. And I'm pretty sure they even used putting Humphrey Bogart in movies as an example. But now because they don't control the technology, it's
far more realistic looking now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yep, and it's far more. So now all of a sudden it's a big problem. But I do think like with something like this, where like, hey, you know, you had this actor, you committed to it, and he would have wanted to finish it anyway. You kind of get to deliver that final promise. You know, I think in that regard, this is actually pretty cool. But I think that it's pretty much what he looked like around that point. Eric was here because he had actually gone to Levity Live when Eric was working one night.
Oh, really?
And I think he met him in the green room, and they had to sneak him in because he didn't want anybody to know he was there. I remember who was on. Someone that he was close to, or maybe it was someone that his daughter was dating. But Eric said he was very gracious, super friendly, and even made a self-deprecating joke about his cancer.
I love self-deprecating humor.
Right.
Your thoughts about
the fact that he did that.
Oh, let's see. What's this? Oh, what's this one?
That's what's his name.
He was such a big part of the last Top Gun.
Yeah, that was incredible, and that was a really surreal day when we got to have all the originals on set. It was really cool as a young actor to be on that set already, but then to kind of be reminded of the legacy that you were stepping into. And Val, that was a big part of his life. That movie really shot him out of a cannon and really made him a star. And yeah, he'll be really missed. He was really sweet.
It wasn't real.
Your thoughts about Val passing? He was such a big part of.
Get out of here.
What about Real Genius?
I said it wasn't Real Genius or Top Secret that shot him out of a cannon and made him super famous.
Apparently not. What the most shocking thing to me was the caption on the side said that Top Gun Maverick came out in 2022.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That does not feel like it.
That's when Tom Cruise, that's when Tom Cruise threw it all on his back and said, "I'm going to pull you out of this funk."
I sent Kevin this.
We're going to take a little break to have some fun and talk about Bret Hart. Because who doesn't love talking about miserable Bret Hart?
He doesn't look miserable there.
Absolutely not. Because he probably spent, I don't think it was 45 minutes. I bet it was 45 days of telling this dog what he thinks of Bill Goldberg.
The dog looks happy because he's finally done.
He finished the story. You know that son of a bitch, Bill Goldberg? He breathes there. But I don't like it.
That made me laugh so hard the first time. He breathes air.
Look at how happy Bret is here.
He does look very happy. I feel like he's not someone who smiles a lot, like to in front of us anyway. You smile, it's like, man, you look happy there,
right? But look, listen, Bret spends his days at the cookout because his new wife and her family. So that's got to be a hoot.
That's got to be. Can you picture that?
No, not at all.
It must be a side to him we know not.
Right? Bret knows how to get down.
Yeah.
Bret's listening to Tupac in the locker room.
He, much like myself, loves the movie Juice.
I got the juice now, Sean.
Oh, if only.
Bret's gonna have like the little Bishop haircut. I know Buster.
Yeah, you have to say Buster, not Busta.
Not Buster, Buster.
I'm from Canada.
That's right, I'm from Canada. I excellently execute dictation.
Do you know how much the Hart family will like mold? Because like anytime I hear Calgary, I think of like they're so synonymous in my head. Calgary, and you literally can't. I can't even really hear about Alberta.
Well, because anytime you say Alberta, I think of Lance Storm because he's from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
It's just they're so synonymous in my head. Actually, I gotta be honest. Some Canadian wrestlers are why I know where some cities in some provinces in Canada are. Like, thank you, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Like, I know that one. I know Calgary, Alberta. Ugh.
Toronto.
Who said it can't be educational?
That's right. It is.
Toronto. Not Toronto. Toronto. Toronto.
We're gonna stop sharing and we're gonna move on to our next ting. Ting. What's it? So we got to do image or video, I think.
I don't know what this is, so I'm on the edge of my seat. It's like everybody else.
Boom, 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 boom. Do the dropping of the cage music.
I honestly thought you were gonna do Under Pressure / Ice Baby.
Ding, 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 ding. But mine is do.
It's that little in there. I'm happy Rob Van Winkle has got,
right?
He's all right. He sounds like he's doing all right. Good for you.
Right. He's done good. It's a nice comeback.
He got over the whatever you want to call it that they did to him what they did to Timothée Chalamet, but on a much grander scale.
Oh, this is like what when Suge Knight hung him out of a window.
That would scare anybody.
Excuse me, Mr. Knight.
Excuse me, sugar.
Let's see. Oh, I lost it. Where the hell did it go? Get money. Get money.
I'm helpless here in this situation, so.
You can be as good as the rest of them, but I'm wilder than the worst. So don't test me. You gotta get over. Get money.
Watch out. You never know what'll get you in trouble. You never know. You never know what other Don Henley is out there just waiting to strike.
like Michael Keaton waiting for the bat signal in the first Batman movie. There's Don Henley to ruin someone's good time.
He waits for the word Eagles to come up.
Yep. It's like
has a filter. Get out Philadelphia so he doesn't have to deal with the football. It's so dumb.
We thought Lars was bad, tormenting people for for Napster.
It's so dumb because it exposes people, particularly younger people, to their music. Like, it's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
And like it's striking anything. Like I was watching a video and he wouldn't even play the whole song. Like he would just play a snippet because it'd be like a count on a list or whatever.
So I am really sad to have to share this, but I wanted you all to hear it from me.
Shut up.
Unfortunately, Hulu has decided not to move forward with Buffy New Sunnydale. I want to thank Chloe Zhao because I never thought I would find myself back in Buffy's stylish yet affordable boots. And thanks to Chloe, I was reminded how much I love her and how much she means not only to me, but to all of you. And this doesn't change any of that. And I promise, if the apocalypse actually comes, you could still beat me. Beat her.
So SMG, we love her, but oof. So Hulu decided to pass on this. Ooh,
I'm so happy. I'm sorry, Sarah Michelle, but I'm so happy.
She's kind of relieved here that they were like, nah. How about?
I don't trust anything anymore to be good.
It was like, how about we just say we did? So here's a little a tweet from Robert Meyer Burnett, and so this is from page 2 of the Buffy reboot pilot script. Stacy, you could have at least defended my Chris. I didn't want to take away your agency, babe. You hate it when I dim your light. That is so you trying to weaponize my feminism against me. I'm going home.
Okay. To be fair,
you didn't like my dramatic reading.
I loved it. It should win an Oscar, not anything from Sinners.
That's right.
Move over, Michael B. Jordan. You don't get that Best Actor Oscar anymore. He did win that, right?
He did win Best Actor.
I literally don't know. To be fair, I feel like this could be tongue-in-cheeky, parody-y. I mean, who are Stacy and Chris? Because we know it's not the Slayer. Her name was Nova, I believe.
Was it?
I think so, yeah.
Nova! No! Planet of the Apes joke.
So it's not her saying it. So I'm not saying this would be good. I'm just saying that this on its own could very well have been tongue-in-cheek. I feel like if we read the entire thing or like a big chunk of it, you know.
I hear you.
That would tell us. Yeah. And again, I'm sure it wasn't that great because nothing they make in this realm is great. So
yeah. It's that we don't know, we don't know if they were trying to emulate Joss's writing, because the one thing I would say about Joss is back in the day, he did a phenomenal job of channeling the feminist message without it beating you over the head like like you were a wet seal in the, a baby seal in the Arctic and someone was coming to steal your blubber. You
just want to say blubber.
I did. So like it was, he made it enjoyable, he made it entertaining, and you didn't notice it, and it didn't feel obnoxious. Or it's just this modern day lunacy.
Now, to also be fair, let's just say it is trying to keep the same voice. I understand the attempt. Obviously, you want it to sound like Buffy, the show, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would have been done well, even if the intent was not what everybody reads at face value. It doesn't necessarily mean it was going to be done well. It could have been, it could have not been. They've conditioned me. They've just conditioned me to assume that it's just the worst case scenario all the time. So
yeah, which effing stings, because remember like how easy it used to be just to get excited about stuff? Like if you told me 10 years ago that they were going to do a Buffy revival, I'm pretty sure I would have been excited about it.
I would have been at least pretty curious about it. Like I would have been like, all right, like I'm there.
Optimistically cautious.
Oh, they got SMG? Yeah.
Right, and now you're like, I don't know. And it sucks because Chloe Zhao, I think, is a very good director, a very good creator. Obviously, SMG, it's nice when she pops up and stuff because she doesn't really do a lot. I've always felt
although she is in, I don't know if it came out or not, Ready or Not 2.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh, that's why they kept doing those little social media videos together. Her and a lot of people.
Love the first Ready or Not. That movie's great. If you like kind of like horror, but it has like a little bit of a comedic touch, if you like it, it's good. It was really enjoyable. But it's on my shelf here. I should look to see what year it came out because it was long enough that they were coming out with the sequel, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I thought we would have done this already.
I think there's a 15-minute clip up on Hulu right now.
Of the second one?
Yeah. It's like it's a special sneak peek.
I'm a little curious as to what the premise is because
it
the
looks
way the first one ends.
It looks like because she survived the game, they scoop her up again and make her do it all over again.
Kind of like how in Final Destination, death cannot let this stand. Whatever entity is at play is like, no. You were meant to be in this game and to not make it through, so we're just going to make sure it happens this time. I should rewatch that. I really enjoyed that one. I went into it just kind of neutral. And I was surprised by how much I liked it. But yeah, she's in that.
Well, you know what it is too, because also like it's we love horror, so like we come from the mindset of the final girl, which is why Buffy works so well, because it was the final girl is the one kicking all the ass. But like because of probably the last 8 years of movies, anytime you see like 115-pound girl beating up people, you're like,
yeah, it's tough because they've earned this skepticism and this disdain and then this joy when something like this, or at least relief, something like this doesn't go through or gets canceled or whatever. They've earned every bit of it, and I just feel bad for things that actually aren't bad,
like the
but they're just ballerina. I know some people didn't like this, but I liked it. And I feel like that about the Thunderbolts. I'm not trying to say it's up there with some of the best Marvel movies, but in what we're in now, I enjoyed it. It hits a certain way if you are a certain type of person. And I do think that is a caveat. I think if you don't kind of understand some of what they're trying to say in that movie or can't relate to it, it's just not going to land the same way. But I thought it was enjoyable, and I felt like people were being a little hard on it sometimes. Like maybe it was like, a B- or something, and they were just making it like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. I'm like, it's not that bad. But at the same time, it's like they've earned this happening on the whole. Like Marvel has earned that happening. I've seen some people upset that this thing got cut off before it actually got made, but 99% of the people I see are like, thank God this is not happening.
Which I know I got the Mummy graphic up here. I'm not going to go look for the Firefly one. So I think like versus like I'm not like the biggest Firefly person, but I have noticed that people seem to be a little more open to Firefly, and I give Nathan Fillion credit because he understands the audience. Like he went out.
What was that announcement?
Oh, that they're going to bring the show back, but they're going to do it via an animated series. And that Disney gave them the rights. They just need someone to put the show out. But they have like, so they got they got
someone.
They got what's his name? Greg Guggenheim. The one who made the Arrowverse good before he got booted.
Oh, Mark Guggenheim.
Oh, Mark.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, Mark Guggenheim. And what's his wife's name? Because
I can't tell you.
She's not the creator. They met on Firefly. They met on Firefly, so they got married after that, and then like I said, Mark Guggenheim was everything good about the Arrowverse, not Berlanti. And so they got them as showrunners, and then they got Joss's permission
to proceed with the property.
So Joss gave them the blessing. The Guggenheims wrote the big chunk of the lore for Firefly. So like they went back and then he got all the main actors and teased it the way he teased it, and was like, hey, if we can, we got this far, I think we can get there. And I think it was just a radically different feel than Buffy. One, I think the biggest thing was making it clear that they had Joss's blessing, and not that Disney owns this property, so we're going to go proceed with this.
Yeah.
Especially, okay.
Oh, just that they got everyone in the cast back too.
Mm-hmm.
Not one or two. Not that there's anything wrong when it's not, but usually you want to see the characters in these things. So the fact that they got everybody to do voice work for it, and then that means they're going to use the characters that you like. It does sound like it has. I want it to be for Firefly fans. Like, I don't want these things to be bad. I want them to be good. Like I think some people think you're like, oh yes, it's bad. It's like, no. I want this stuff to be good.
That's that's it. I think a lot of people don't really understand like the energy, like especially in this space, when people jump on to complain about something. Unless the creator does something where you do kind of get the revel and the Schadenfreude of it all.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants these shows to be bad. No one wants to be. People want to go on and be able to celebrate that this thing was a triumph.
Mm-hmm.
And that like, hey, or you even be like, hey, I was proven wrong. You get tired of being right, especially for the wrong reasons. Like, we're out here talking about this for all the wrong reasons. So it's like, I think people just want to be excited about something. And, it sucks to be in this space where it's like, no, we know this is going to be trash. So there's really not much reason to be excited about anything here.
Well, I think too is people, they want it to be good because they love the property, but I think people are also a little sick of things that they love just being, and because it just feels so lazy. Like I've been saying this for eons. It just feels so lazy. Like, stop taking something creative someone before you did.
Mm-hmm.
And see, the thing is, like, I get it to a degree. I don't know that I could build a whole world. Characters with all of these rich histories. I don't know that I could do that. So I understand the difficulty in that, but like, I'm not working in Hollywood as a writer for these things or a producer or whatever. It's not my job to come up with it. So I'm just tired of them constantly going to the well for everything. Because it does take the fun out of something feeling like, oh, they're going back to that? Cool. Because every week it feels like they're like, oh, remember this franchise you liked?
Mm-hmm. Isn't it weird? Like when we were kids, like sequels were pretty few and far between. So like when you got a sequel, it was kind of a big deal. Even if you knew it was like, it's probably not going to be as good as the first one. Sequels were a pretty big deal, and only really certain franchises got sequels. And now the only way a movie gets made is if it is a sequel, which kind of sucks. And now we're back to just plowing through old IPs. And like you would be excited about like an IP coming back, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be put through the meat grinder. And then you hear stuff like what Sarah Michelle Gellar said the other day about you wanting to put someone on the team who doesn't actually like the show.
Yeah, never saw it and is proud that they never saw it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, so why do you have creative input here then?
Yeah, and it's not even why do you want to work on it? Why are you, for lack of a better term, allowed to work on it? Like, I would hear that and I would turn around and go, I'm trying to make money, so you're not going to work on this show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you get the main character to come back, which is a big celebration moment for everybody. You would think that you'd be a little more respectful. And nope, it said you got what you got.
That's part of not knowing and not caring. See, we all know that this is like, whoa, she's coming back to be Buffy. Like, no one would have thought that would happen, but because he doesn't know and doesn't care, it's like you don't realize that was not like a shoo-in to do. Yep. She wasn't necessarily itching to do that.
Yeah, a lot of people, because I guess it was, social media wasn't really where it was yet, but she had a very tumultuous relationship with Joss. A big chunk of it was that he wanted her to get political when she didn't want to. She also had an extremely grueling schedule, and it was just like, no, I'm done. And they threw a boatload of money at her to keep the show going, and she was like, nah, I'm done. I want to go.
And that's how you know something's really done, when they can walk away from a lot of money and a lot of they don't care about the money anymore. If they ever did, they don't care about the fame. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, she just wanted to go home and have a normal life and be a mommy.
Good for her, because she got to do it.
Yep.
I mean, you want to say the fact that she was willing to come back should say something about how it theoretically was going to go, but again, I'm entirely too cynical. I just am.
Well, I guess let's close out on a fun note, because we got the OG cast of The Mummy, although there's still one or two people missing.
But still, that's good.
You have the three main action heroes.
I'm happy for Brendan Fraser and his renaissance.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that she's back, because it was crappy that she got cut out of the last movie. I don't remember why they cut Rachel. What's her last name?
Weiss?
Something like
that. Yeah. One of us or both of us are saying it wrong.
I think one of the things that kind of made it difficult to get into the third one was that she just wasn't there. I'm like, no, like part of this is their chemistry together. I'm curious to see what they do with the kid, because I think they made the kid way older in the third one. So like
they SORAS'd him. Proper rapid aging.
One day you're watching General Hospital and Michael's a little ginger kid, and the next day he's a 40-year-old man.
There's literally a term, an acronym for it all the time. They definitely SORAS'd that kid.
One day it's Jesse McCarthy, and Jesse McCarthy, and the next day it's what's his name?
Jesse McCartney was right.
No. Who replaced him? Jacob Young?
I don't remember who replaced him, but there was a lot of between. I know you're talking about older good JR.
Yeah.
But in between there were a couple that were growing.
Oh yeah. They struggled.
They weren't necessarily right for the part. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it was Jacob Young.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm glad that it seems like I don't know this franchise. I don't. But it's one of those things where I think we're also at the point where you don't have to be to want the things to go. Like, I want this to be good for people who like this franchise. I'm happy that it sounds like many of the ducks are in a row for it to be good. And I hope it is good for people who love this, because I don't think people can take getting kicked around much longer with this stuff.
These movies, obviously they're not going to win Oscars, but they were just good, dumb fun, like just classic adventure movie stuff. Everybody loves Brendan Fraser. It's nice to see that he's getting in shape again. I should dig up the picture of his sons, because I love that meme where one says his son looks like what was it?
One of them looks like an interview with the vampire, and the other one looks like a Twilight vampire, or something like that.
Yeah. One is an Anne Rice vampire, the other one's a Twilight vampire.
Yeah, it's something like that. And it particularly the Anne Rice, and I don't say this as an insult, but he absolutely looks like he could step into an Anne Rice production tomorrow. And he has this glorious long mane of red hair. And this porcelain skin. He'd be perfect. I don't know if he likes to act, wants to act. I don't even know, but he would be absolutely visually perfect. I'm almost like, someone give him a vehicle. Like, it just seems like he was put on this earth to play that type of vampire. Just saying. I mean, you can already tell. You haven't even zoomed in on it, and you can already tell.
Twilight vampire and Rice vampire.
Can you make it bigger?
Oh, did it get bigger?
It didn't get bigger here.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh.
Doing that thing again where it doesn't work. Like how sometimes the sound doesn't play for everyone but the person putting it up.
Hold on. Let me stop the screen and then re-add it.
Because you could see that size, but
to do it? No,
yeah, it did it this time. Look at that. Look at that.
And Rice? Twilight.
I don't know their names, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would refer to them by their names. But we'll just say, and Rice vampire.
We'll call them Lestat and Cullen.
And Edward.
Yes. Lestat and Edward.
I mean, come on.
Tall kid, too, because he's not short.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's a tall guy. And he's noticeably taller than him. I remember the first time I saw them, I was just like, that was not what I was expecting. Particularly the red hair. I mean, I know nothing about their genetics or Brendan Fraser's wife or anything like that. I just wasn't expecting flaming red hair like that.
Well,
I love it when that happens.
he'll be replaced by Zendaya eventually in a movie.
I don't mind Zendaya. Leave her alone.
I don't mind Zendaya. She just takes out redheads wherever she goes.
I know, Mary Jane. I know, but I'm just saying, I like her. I got you, Zendaya.
No gingers allowed in this movie.
We have enough red on Spider-Man's uniform. What would you call it? Uniform? You wouldn't call it a costume.
Costume.
Costume? Okay.
Yeah, your costume. Or suit up. Just get your super suit.
Yeah, his suit. Super suit.
That's a pretty good trailer. I see some people moping about it. I finally watched it.
I thought it looked fine. I thought it looked all right.
Yeah. I thought they handled the Punisher very well. It just in the trailer. I'm sure he's got to be in there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because how are we going to do Netflix Punisher in this little happy fun Sony movie? And so far, it looks like they handled it very well.
You knew Punisher was going to be different when they used Alice in Chains in the promo. I was like, all right, the tone here is, I'm digging it. They're not fooling.
I hope John Barenthal goes, let me tell you something. Yeah, I've been fixing to tell you.
I think Spider-Man movies are one of the few things where I will give them the benefit of the doubt, because I've enjoyed to some degree. Three have come out before this, right? Not 4. I don't even know. I feel like there's been 9,000.
This is the fourth.
The fourth one.
This is the 4th Spider-Man movie, but I God only know how many appearances he's had.
I liked all 3. I didn't dislike any of them personally, so I'm willing to be fair about it with them and, give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, what are people moping about? He looks like he's going to be Spidey in Queens. He looks like he's going to be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, he's swinging around New York, which we haven't gotten yet. So it just looks like it's going to be I take it back. There are some things that I do understand. But I'm like, also that is the character. I think I guess what's a good way to put it? At the end of what was the last one called?
I don't know. It had home in the title though, I'm sure.
No Way Home.
You know, there's Far From Home, No Way Home. I know Homecoming is the first one.
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, and maybe it was No Way Home. Who knows? Whatever. At the end of that movie, he makes such a massive, noble, and selfless sacrifice that, like, I guess all these years later, like, people, it's a time jump. It's like, no, it's kind of happened in real time. It's been 5 years since that movie came out. I think for a lot of people, like, it just, there's an air of acceptance of the consequences to do what he had to do the way he did it.
Mm-hmm.
That they kind of have him lingering around and being like a specter. You know, it seems a little counterintuitive to where the character should be, especially given the amount of time that's gone by.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would think that he should have additional supporting characters in his life.
Mm.
Like this would have been a great time to introduce a brand new Harry. You know, maybe give him McGwen. You know,
I actually was waiting for, and maybe they will, because that storyline that they were kind of alluding to with MJ doesn't look like it's going to be easy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like maybe they will introduce it. And we just don't know.
Mm-hmm. So, but I also get, though, people like seeing Tom and Zendaya together, though.
They might secretly be married, you know.
I heard that. You know, though, people like to talk smack about Zendaya, but I will give her credit. After he got hurt, because he fractured his skull doing one of the stunts.
Really?
Yeah, the movie got pushed back a little because he fractured his skull doing one of his stunts.
God.
And it wasn't his fault. It was like a faulty wire, and something else happened.
Like, it wasn't anyone's fault, really. It was like the person who manufactured the wire, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, or they should have been a lot more cautious. I think they must have skipped a step. Like, she swooped in like a demon and made sure that they gave him time off, and essentially threatened to sue everybody into oblivion. And then
I know I'm being such a girl about it, but I'm like, oh, that's sweet.
Good for her. Good for her. You know, because I like Tom Holland.
I like Tom Holland too.
You know,
I remember when I first heard him speak in his regular voice, I was like, I think he's Welsh, right? He's
mm-hmm.
Welsh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. I wouldn't have been able to tell at all. Good job.
Well, if I didn't want to wrap this up, I would pull up the clip of him and Henry Cavill on the Graham Norton show.
I've seen that. Just bonding. They became bros in 3.5 seconds over, was it Warhammer?
No, that was another actor. No, it's
okay.
He met him before.
Oh, in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
And Tom Holland is very funny, Tom Holland, about it.
Yeah, so like, you know what? I didn't even mind seeing TDS ravaged Mark Ruffalo, although Mark Ruffalo just pales in comparison to Edward Norton.
That was the one thing that I went, just because I feel like they want to use Hulk so badly and can't. And I'm like, can you stop inserting him in movies? I mean, I get it. He's going to go to him for what's happening to me, and you're a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get it. It'll have some semblance of sense to it. But I just feel like it feels a little bit like, stop trying to make it happen.
Well, I get annoyed because Spider-Man has so many characters that they have not used and they just refuse to use, that he could have gone to keep this, like, to kind of let you, like, will allow him to develop his own little universe. Because what works best about Spider-Man in the comic books is that Spider-Man is very much so a, like, New York City street level hero, but all of his villains really have no business being his villains.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're generally way more powerful than him. They have, like, it's just the majority of them all some kind of weird science freak accident, and he just happens to be this little scientist kid. So you can plug and play and put him in whatever comic, and it always works because he's just kind of a universally accepted beloved character. I always go, when it comes to the number one superhero, it's, depending on who has a movie coming out, it's Spider-Man or it's Batman. it's 1A, 1B. But like, you know, Spider-Man is just kind of one of those, you can use him anywhere. And because they have that versatility, they overdo it with Marvel movies instead of just letting him have his own space. But like, what I was kind of happy about was there's no Stark tech, right? He just has a costume.
Yep.
He just has the super suit. He's just kind of doing his thing. Unfortunately, I think we won't get any Vincent D'Onofrio because I don't think they can use the Kingpin in movies for some bizarre reason.
The whole thing with rights is so strange. What you can and can't do.
Yeah, you can use him in TV, but you can't use him in movies.
Yeah, or like you can use the Hulk in the movies, but not in his own movie.
Yeah, so effing stupid.
I was definitely going to say something, and I had I got it. Came back to me. Did they say how much time? Like, are we assuming that it's in real time, or do you think some time went by and it's maybe not 5 years of time? Like, was there a dropped line that I missed, or maybe like a news tidbit where somebody who worked on it said, "Oh, it's in real time," because it looks like obviously time went by. It's not the next day, but
yeah, I think or at least it was speculation, right? There's some pretty decent speculation that it's like 4 or 5 years later.
Okay.
But I keep going, but it also played out in real time. Like it's been 4 or 5 years, so why wouldn't 4 or 5 years have passed? In the MCU.
I just wonder because who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, they're not in college anymore, right?
Yeah,
they could theoretically still be in college. They
could
could
be in college. Yeah. So it's like I just one of those like I don't that of all the things to kind of get your knickers in a twist over that.
Yeah,
that was kind of low on the totem pole, but. It just then he's fighting ninjas at the end, which is one thing I keep seeing about Batman movies. Like, just let Batman beat up some ninjas. But like, I'm like, oh, they're red. Does that mean the hand? Which if the hand is in the movie, I'm like, how could Daredevil not be in the movie? But whatever. And then the Scorpion was kind of cool.
Is that who that was? He was in one of the other movies, right?
He's in the first one. He's Michael Keaton's henchman, and at the end when he gets locked up, he's like
passing by.
He's like, who the kid is, and he won't tell him. I was a little annoyed that he's not.
I knew he looked familiar.
I was like, why didn't you ever put these characters in their freaking masks? But so that'll be kind of cool because we finally get to see a Spider-Man villain be a Spider-Man villain and not use some awful Sony movie.
Even though this is a Sony movie, isn't it? Still?
It's still Sony. Yeah.
I feel like, in spite of everything we just said about Buffy and the Mummy, this one I'm cautiously optimistic, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it looked that bad.
Well, it wasn't. That's there's
shirtless were cut to look good. I understand, but
yeah. Nope, listen, I get it. There's a reason. I think one of the strengths of the Spider-Man movies is because they are very character driven. Not to say that most Marvel movies aren't, but the majority of the plot is
so.
Yeah, like it is. Like everything that Peter has to do is about how his life is impacted, and in turn, how the lives of other people are impacted around him.
Yeah.
So you have to tell a very character-driven, not spectacle-focused story, and so it forces a little bit of discipline, into storytelling. Like you don't have you can't pull an Iron Man 2. Because although Tony's story in Iron Man 2, I get it. It's kind of, it's still personal to him, but the stakes don't kind of match. It's a little rushed.
Yeah.
He's dying all of a sudden, but he doesn't tell anybody he's dying. And we're trying to use it as an allegory for, the story in the comics where he was fighting alcoholism. But it's like, you don't have that, you have to kind of take your time with whatever you're doing with Peter. Mm. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I think Spider-Man's one of those few characters where you can have a lot of characters, but if you do it right, it's not going to feel bloated like sometimes you get with Batman movies, like Batman and Robin, where you're like, what the hell happened to this? Doomsday, where it's just a bloated mess.
Because I don't see how it will be.
Yeah, I don't see how. Yeah. I was like, well, Spider-Man is the only character not in this movie.
I was just gonna say he's not in it, right?
Hawkeye. Yeah. Jeremy Renner and Spider-Man are the only characters not in Doomsday.
Jeremy Renner, who by a miracle didn't die, saving his nephew, his cousin, something like that.
Something like that. Or maybe it was a neighbor.
It was something. And
Jeremy Renner saved someone's life and almost died in the process.
He actually was a hero, like a real hero. And they're like, and I know the joke is Hawkeye, but I always kind of liked Hawkeye. So
Hawkeye was, for what they did with him, because he's nothing like how he's in the comics, but once you got out of the first Avengers movie, I really liked what they did with the Hawkeye character. It was a cool change. It was a cool change. And Jeremy Renner's just one of those actors where it's like he's always in stuff, but he never ever really truly gets his due. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm happy the mayor of Kingstown worked out for him. But he had the audacity to be like, nah, man, you're giving me half my salary. What would he say?
For people not to pay.
Yep. Oh, dude, it's so stupid because like people would have watched it. If they had given him the money for Hawkeye season 2, it would have been his first project back. Even before the following season, I think it would probably have been season 3 of Mayor of Kingstown. So it would have been his first major project back. It would have been a legacy Avenger, one of the Marvel characters people likes, and everybody rooting for him because he almost freaking died. And instead, we wanted to give him half of the money that he was worth.
The PR.
And just leave it alone. And this is why I go, I don't know what happens, but all your interns are freaking retarded and don't know how to do basic things.
No one turned around and said, if nothing else, this will look really bad if we look like we are giving money to everybody, but we're not giving money to the guy who's been around the franchise since pretty much the beginning, and be the one who literally nearly got killed saving somebody. It's just like, what are you thinking?
Oh, so well, I guess let's wrap it up.
One person.
Yes, I know you'll be there, and you won't be square like that son of a bitch, Bill Goldberg.
I'm glad you got one more of those in.
One more in.
And on that note,
so we'll see you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna wrap up this episode of Going Over, and we went over a lot of stuff, brother. A lot of stuff, brother.
That's right, brother.
All right, enough of this nonsense. All right, deuces. I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting.
From the ink of the comics to the glow of the tube, every twist, every turn keeps us locked in the groove. TV's flashing neon, check the microphone. We're the speakers of subjects, the kings of the cow. Raise the volume.